The dangers of vote buying on electorates. Elections are a critical aspect of democracy as they provide citizens with an opportunity to participate in the governance of their country. It is essential that elections are free and fair and that voters are able to make an informed choice. However, in many countries, there is a growing trend of vote buying where politicians offer money or other incentives to voters in exchange for their support. This practice is illegal and has serious consequences for the democratic process. Vote buying is a form of corruption that undermines the integrity of elections. When politicians engage in vote buying, they are essentially buying votes instead of earning them through the strength of their ideas and policies. This can lead to a distorted election outcome where the government that comes to power does not truly represent the will of the people. Furthermore, vote buying can exacerbate existing social inequalities. In many cases, politicians target low-income voters who may be vulnerable to offers of money or other incentives. This can create a situation where the most marginalized member of the society are the ones who are most likely to be influenced by vote buying. As a result, the political process becomes further skewed in favor of those who are already in positions of power. Another danger of vote buying is that it can lead to social unrest. When people feel that their votes don't matter or that the system is rigged, they may become disillusioned with the democratic process and turn to more extreme measures. This can lead to protest, violence, and even the breakdown of social order. The consequences of vote buying can be there, and it is essential that we take steps to prevent it from happening. To combat vote buying, it is important to educate voters about its dangers. Citizens must be aware of the fact that when they accept money and other incentives in exchange for their votes, they are compromising the very foundation of democracy. It is also essential for law enforcement agencies to take action against those who engage in vote buying. Politicians who offer money or other incentives to voters must be held accountable for their actions, and the penalties for vote buying must be severe enough to deter others from engaging in the practices. Ultimately, the way to prevent the vote buying is to strengthen democratic institutions, a robust and transparent electoral system with independent oversight can help to ensure that elections are free and fair. When voters have confidence in the integrity of the electoral process, they are less likely to be swayed by offers of money or other incentives. In conclusion, vote buying is a dangerous practice that undermines the very foundation of democracy. It can lead to corruption, social inequality, and social unrest. To prevent it from happening, we must educate voters about its dangers, hold politicians accountable for their actions, and strengthen democratic institutions. And by working together, we can ensure that elections are truly free and fair and that the will of the people is respected. Guys, what do you guys think about vote buying? Because for someone like me, it's a very, very, very important, critical aspect of this electoral process, this democracy. Because considering what has happened in Nigeria, I mean, I've been hearing about all the news, following the trends about no cash, no fuel, and all the things that are not available at this point, which is a significant, which can hide an insignificant amount of money just to go from one place to another. What do you guys think about vote buying on the electoral process? Also knowing that it is one simple decision that can really, really affect the next 4 to 8 years.
Yes, so thank you. This is a crucial matter that needs to be discussed over and over again. But mind you, I can tell you without missing word, there is no election process in the entire world that is cheap. Even in the United States, election is expensive. You see, we need to try to understand something. We have people who do good things, but they don't know how to make use of media, or they don't have the right structure to disseminate the information of what they've done, right? So that people will understand. So we have more than 50% of Nigerians that are not aware of realities. They don't even aware of. They cannot even count themselves as Nigerian because government is not actually doing anything for them. Even those people within themselves are also oppressing them, trying to use their money and what have you that they have. Like you can see when you walk into a bank, once you dress nice, you bring nice car, and you talk about, I want to do a transaction worth 50 million. Even you that want to do 5,000, you are neglected,
So are you saying that this doesn't begin at the election point?
It is not.
Yeah. It's deeper than.
It's deeper than that.
Okay.
You walk into
monetization of processes.
Exactly. Okay. You walk into a shopping mall, you want to get out, you see the security asking, what do you have for us? And those things are corruption, whether you like it or not. If I want to give you, I feel you did something very good, and I want to compensate you. Mind you, I just gave a statistic of over 176,000 polling unit agents, and we have over 68,000 collection agents. What that simply means is, if you are to transport those people from where they are to the location they are going, average of 10,000 naira is not enough for some of them to even take care of their feeding for the day of the election and stuff like that. And when you translate that into money, you are talking about hundreds of millions, if not billions, on election day.
Listen,
do you understand?
I need to say something on that. Hussein, I need to say something on that. So I am not disputing the fact that elections are expensive. And mind you, there are actually logistics. There is a budget for electoral processes to happen. What I'm talking about is the process where a politician, at the very point where an individual, a citizen, is supposed to cast their vote, is using money to influence the decision of the electorate. I'm not talking about polling agents, of course, provision for those people because they are on official assignment.
Raymond, I'm actually coming there. Raymond, I'm actually coming there. I'm actually taking it one after the other.
The example you're giving is not vote buying.
No, so the problem we now have is you have a situation where people on the day of election, they don't want to listen. Just like you made mention of fuel scarcity, you made mention of naira scarcity. At this point, I can tell you that anybody that says, I'll give you 5,000 naira as little as it is, that I'll make it available for you, and I want you to do this, they will do it because they have been suffering for it for how long?
You can't say that exactly.
You don't understand.
The times have changed. Now, gentlemen, let me just come in now.
Okay.
I get your point, Hussein. You are saying something very nice. The hardship. Politicians taking advantage of the hardship.
Exactly.
And then Raymond on the other hand is saying that, look, election is not cheap, but vote buying is a clear distinction from running elections. Now, let me come from the angle of...
Yes.
Let me quote something from the angle of the Bible. In the Bible, there was this, with due apologies, when you say the love of money is the root of all evil, that's the love of money, the root of all evil, is vote buying. But then that same Bible said money answereth all things. That is handling election logistics. Now, you have a budget for logistics. Your budget as a politician should not include inducing other voters to vote for you. People should vote for you based on the robustness and the understanding they have of the
based on your ideas and your policies. And not,
in America, election is not cheap, like you said. But guess what? During the last year, they had midterm election in November, right? They had midterm elections. And many of the things that influence, the factors that influence the voters were mostly issues concerning the right of women to their bodies, abortion, healthcare, and some other things. So this is based on policies.
I will have to interject
you. And third word, I'm coming down.
I will have to interject you there. Okay. Sorry, I have to interject you because we seem to not have much time, right? The issue we have in Nigeria is when you compare Nigeria with United States, there is an ideology in terms of party structure.
Yeah, I'm coming down there.
In terms of Democratic Party, they know the ideology they stand for. The people, the citizens are aware. In terms of Republican, they have an ideology. That's why we say, people are looking at a person. But there is no political party in Nigeria as we speak today that has a single ideology. There are people cross-carpeting, changing ways, and they don't have any ideology that you want to believe in. So I think the problem we have is beyond individual, just like I said, because we have to set a legacy. Beyond individual, this is a clear opportunity. Not just this election. We should prepare for 2020. prepare for 2027 election.
Yeah, sure.
Let those individuals begin to translate their ideology into the party structure, into the people, and into the
guys,
citizen.
I think you guys are not. I think you guys are not hitting this thing on the head, because there is no way we can get to 2027 if we are not able to address the fact that somebody can use money and give to the electorate
to sabotage the process.
They sabotage the electoral process and impute the wrong people there who will still wait for 2027 to still use money and give back.
Unfortunately, 2023 can actually not change anything. The vote buying might. I can't say that. I will tell you the reason why.
I think it's a wrong mindset.
Let's allow the lady to say something.
It can change a lot. It can change a lot, because if the people can vote their choice, if the people can vote from their own mind, with their own volition, without anybody using money or using any other thing to influence their original decision, it will change a lot. And trust me, 24 hours in governance, in politics, is a long time to influence change. If today you have 5 billion and you hope to share it tomorrow to influence election, and by tomorrow you get to the polling booth and nobody refuses to collect even 1 naira from you, it is an entirely different change. We don't have to wait till 2027 to tell people that vote buying is wrong. We don't have to wait till 2027 to punish people that are bringing out money on electoral day to influence vote buying. We do not have to wait till 2027 to punish. And I always say this thing, that the problem we are even saying this, we have never seen any person that was prosecuted. Nobody has been sent to jail for bringing money.
About prosecution, EFCC just announced yesterday that
I saw
they are going to start arresting people, and they are monitoring people for vote buying. And then with the cashless policy, the idea is to curb this idea of excess cash around for vote buying. So, Inipi want to say something.
Okay, so just like Raymond has said, right? We do not have to wait for 2027 to come before we inform citizens about vote buying or the dangers of vote buying. Vote buying is like a huge problem in the electoral process in Nigeria, and every citizen has a right to vote. You have your conscience. You should be able to vote without your vote being bought.
Induced.
So, yes. So that's what I believe that's what Raymond is saying, that we should start now to inform citizens on the danger of vote buying. And citizens who have been induced, citizens who have been coerced or whatever should what's the word now? Should
like re-engineering people's thoughts.
Yeah. Yes. So people should be sensitized and enlightened.
Just before we go,
right? Put on the right track.
Just before we go, I will remind us. Electioneering process of 2015, I will take us back memory lane. Buhari changed tsunami. Buhari changed SAC, APC SAC. I can say it. Buhari, APC SAC even have people who are contributing to the election. They have Buhari Support Organization, BSO. They do not buy votes as at that time. They were using APC SAC because of situation of things. What I'm saying is this. Beyond telling people this is the reality, even within ourselves, if I ask you, if I have a business now, as an individual that we are neighbors, how much are we contributing to each other's growth within our society? It has to be an ideology. It's not just about 2023 election and change people all of a sudden. People will only believe you when they have something they are gaining from you. Take it or you leave it.
It might not be that way.
It might not be that way, but the issue is exactly. It must be a process. Exactly.
For now,
the headlights are aware, but the illiterate, the vulnerables, they are not that aware. They want somebody to sustain their livelihood, what they are used to. If you are saying I should not do this, I should not follow this.
So why don't they vote the right person to change the system?
Are they aware? That's what we're saying. We just talk about structure now. Do we have to the internal, to the polling unit level, to the ward level? All these people who talk about personality, are they known to the ward level? So that is the question we need to ask ourselves. So it's not just about now, it's a process. Yeah, we are seeing some change.
But the good thing is that
starting
now.
already.
2023 election
Exactly.
will not be like 2015 election.
Exactly.
It will not be like elections in past, because Nigerians are awoken now.
Yes.
Exactly.
So I don't think politicians can really do much with the current hunger and
Situation.
And
situation.
situation of things right
They
now.
might try, but it might not be successful because citizens are not being aware that
Now you're
don't
getting
sell
it.
your vote
Your
for a
vote.
morsel of food
Yes,
that is
Yeah.
vote buying is
Hidden in
bad,
Bible.
is wrong, and we should not
It is
promote
wrong,
it.
yes.
But
And
it
people
is what
who
it is.
engage in vote buying should be penalized.
Exactly.
Yes,
So
they should.
it is what it is. Victoria Inikpi will be next just after the break.